Hi, I'm Aaron Tweeten, and I'm going to show you the building blocks for designing landing pages in WordPress. Right now, I'm using the default 2020 theme and the block editor that comes with WordPress. And if you want to create a landing page just using WordPress out of the box, it's actually fairly simple. There's basically 4 core blocks that you'll want to know about. This one called the cover block. Then there's a heading block, there's a paragraph block, and the button block. So I'm going to show you how each one of them work. So here I have a cover block already set up. In the background it has an image. It's also got a heading. It's got a paragraph, and if I wanted to, I could add a new block to it. I'm going to type in the / button. If you do that, it will actually pop up a little list of blocks that you can select. I find it kind of handy, and so then I can put a button that says like click me, and then just have it linked nowhere. And so now that's been added. I can change the blocks. I can make it so it's got like a wide width or full width if I want. And if you look over here to the right, you'll see the different options that you have. Like if I wanted to have sort of a parallax effects, I could select fixed background. You can also set the minimum height in pixels. So if I wanted to be like 600 minimum pixels, I can change the color that's overlaying this image. So if I wanted to change it to one of the theme colors, or I could change it to a custom color, like if I wanted to make it like orange. And then I can adjust the background opacity. And you can also manually adjust it as well. The setting up, creating a brand new cover block is fairly easy. Again, I'm typing with the / and so I'll just type in cover. And so right off the get-go, it asks me for an image. However, that is optional. If I wanted to just have a something empty, I could say like empty cover. And then I could add any other blocks. You can pretty much add any blocks that you want. There's a couple that aren't available, but the options are pretty good. So I put a headline in wrong spot or something like that. And then if I want to put an image in there, all I have to do is click Edit Media. I was going over here on the right thinking that that's where I would see it, but actually I need to go to Edit Media, and then that's where I can select an image. So I've got some stock photos from Envato elements that I put in there. So these are kind of what you see on a lot of landing pages. You'll have like a large, it won't quite look like that, but you usually have something where you have a headline that's centered, a paragraph, and then a call to action button. The next block is the heading block. It's pretty straightforward. The way the headings work is you type in a heading, you can control the level, the heading level that you have. And something that you'll want to be doing when you're putting these pages together is to go over here to the content structure, and it will actually give you some warnings if your content is not structured correctly. So the reason right here, I had taken this block, I set it to H1, but it's going to give me a warning because actually the title is an H1 as well. So if I open this up, it says, hey, there's a problem here. So what I can do is I can fix that by setting it to H2. And then here it gives me another error message saying that it's jumping from H2 to H3. So I want to go over here and fix that. And then there's one more that's off. There we go. So now that's nice and set up. It's important to have that set up, not just because it looks nice, but also for SEO purposes. So the next block is the paragraph block. The paragraphs don't need to look boring. Block is a paragraph block, and the paragraphs don't need to look boring. For example, here I've got one that has it has a drop cap and got a colored background. And what's interesting though is that once I click inside the paragraph, the drop cap goes away. So the only way to see how that works is to actually select off of it. It's just kind of a weird thing. I don't know if it's a bug or something. You can adjust the font size, like you can make it small if you wanted to. Like if this was just kind of like a footnote, that might be handy. You can make it super large. The only one thing that you can't do with these is you can't adjust the width. So for example, the cover block, you can change it to where it's like a wide width or full width. The paragraph block won't actually do that. The one way you can get around that though is to put it into a group, which is a recent new feature with the WordPress Block Editor. So if I put that into a group, then I can make it like full width. Now you don't really see anything right away, but now what I can do is I can take the group and change that to be full width. And then the next thing are call to action buttons. And these are pretty simple to add in here. Get your choices of styles. This all depends on the theme that you have selected. So for example, I'm just using the default 2020 theme. So I've got fill, outline, and that's pretty much it. But you can always change the background colors. Obviously, you don't want to use something like that. In fact, what's nice is that you get an error or not an error message, but an alert saying, hey, this color combination might be hard for people to read. If you ever want to go back to the default, just hit the clear button and that will fix that. You can also change the border radius. So if you want to have like super roundy corners, you can do that as well. And that's basically it. So for building landing pages, now I'm not showing you how to actually build a landing page. I'm going to do that in another video, but this is basically all you need to know. The cover block, heading block, paragraph block, and the button block. If you have any questions, visit my website, aaronsweeten.com. Thanks for watching.